Zara likes to look through old photograph albums. Now 21, she had a happy childhood, but 4 years ago, her mother told her that the man she called Papa was not her biological father.
I was overwhelmed with all sorts of feelings. I was very sad. I was also angry. And I had a lot of questions that couldn't be answered. There was so much uncertainty. I felt as though I'd fallen into a deep hole. I knew that my life would fundamentally change.
Ever since, Zara has been eager to trace her biological father.
I want to meet him. I want to know what he does for a living, what sort of person he is, whether we're alike, and what he looks like. I want to know if I get my nose from him, my mouth, my ears. There's so much that must come from him, things I've never been able to explain. It would do me so much good to meet this man and find out what my roots are.
For now, all she knows about him is that he donated sperm more than 20 years ago. The sperm bank in Essen was legally obliged to save his data. In Germany, anonymous sperm donations are illegal, but the data is only saved for a maximum of 10 years. The director of the sperm bank told Zara that the information on her biological father was deleted long ago. She doesn't believe him. She thinks he's just protecting the man's identity. The director of a sperm bank in Berlin admits that a bank's guarantee of anonymity to donors is at odds with the need of children born to sperm donors for transparency. Although sperm donors are informed of the legal framework, many fail to grasp the full implications.
We can't guarantee them 100% anonymity, and they know that. But to be honest, a 20 to 25-year-old man donating sperm isn't thinking about what might happen in 20 years' time when a stranger is suddenly ringing their doorbell. In that respect, most donors aren't really concerned.
They might be now that a court in Hamm, Germany ruled earlier this month that children of anonymous sperm donors have the right to know the names of their fathers. It might even mean that donors end up having to pay child support. Konrad has donated sperm and has fathered 2 children. He's never expected a knock on the door, even though he gave the sperm bank his contact details. But now he's worried what the recent ruling might mean.
Obviously, if you're worried you might have to pay child support, you might not donate. That means if a woman wants to get pregnant, she'd have to find someone on her own.
The sperm bank also assumes that far fewer men will be prepared to donate their sperm for a €100 fee if they fear facing legal challenges for child support.
If we went from 2 to 3 donations a week down to just 2 or 3 a month, then these sperm donations, which are scarce anyway, will get much scarcer.
That would benefit foreign sperm banks like this one in Aarhus, Denmark. Here, the laws governing sperm donations are the most liberal in Europe. In Denmark, men can donate sperm completely anonymously, something that clearly increases their willingness to do so. Here, 500 donations of sperm lie deep frozen in containers of liquid nitrogen, making Aarhus the world's biggest sperm bank. It's estimated that in Germany alone, some 100,000 children have been conceived with donated sperm. But many of them have no idea that they've been fathered by a sperm donor.
I believe, and international surveys also verify this, that roughly 50% of these parents don't tell their children how they were conceived. That's because they simply don't want to have a third person, a third parental figure in the family. They want to find closure.
Beata T. is the mother of 2 sons, both conceived with donor sperm. She wants to stay anonymous.
At first, when they were still small, we thought that the children didn't need to know and that we'd never tell them. But then I started discussing it with other people on internet forums. After exchanging ideas with other parents, I realized that it's important for children to know.
Since 2007, data on German donors must be saved for 30 years, but many children don't care about their genetic history.
My older son said it's not necessary, he doesn't need to know. But at 14, he's too young to decide. In a few years from now, he might think differently.
However, Sarah absolutely wants to meet her biological father. She says it has nothing to do with money. She even wants lawmakers to prevent sperm donors from being held financially accountable for their offspring.
If donors were protected from paying support or having their offspring become entitled to inherit their property, that would neutralize the situation. Things would calm down and develop to the benefit of all.
Sarah still hopes that she'll eventually find out the name of her biological father, but she's also a bit frightened of the prospect.
I'd really have to think about what I'd do afterwards. I think after a long while I'd write a letter, tentatively make contact and try not to destroy anything, because you could destroy many things. We know the donor might have a family who knows nothing about this.
Sarah will keep fighting for her rights because she says until she finds out who her biological father is, she will be incomplete.